session number 20. This session is about the transmission function and how we can correct for it. Each instrument has its own particular transmission function. So when you share data, you need to be sure that the transmission function is corrected for in the data that you're processing. In this case, we'll show you how to adjust your data so that you can get valid, accurate atom percents using SDP. All right, here we have a survey spectrum. So what we want to do is to generate an exponent, and I'll explain what that means in just a moment. First, we'll go up here to survey spectrum. We'll select transmission function correction. Now you see the equation that's used to correct for transmission function. The old sensitivity factor times the kinetic energy of the peak you want to look at divided by the kinetic energy of the carbon 1s peak. And then we need to find an exponent value that will stay here and will modify your data. There's another way to deal with transmission function, and that is to go to the lookup table and manually input the sensitivity factor for all the major peaks that you would use that are from your particular machine, that match your particular instrument. Okay, we have supplied several lookup tables. The standard one is the aluminum K alpha. I'll show you how to change that. Change peak lookup table. We have Auger tables you can import or use. Then down here, Schofield, magnesium. Here's from a Phi 5600. Here's a Phi instrument 5800. And down here we have a K alpha. So any one of those can be used, and you can modify any one of these as long as you follow the design rule that you'll find when you open it. Okay. All right. So let's get started. This is some data, and you're checking on your machine or somebody else's machine. What is the transmission function? So what we do is we come and we choose, in this case, find and identify peaks. It's a pure material. We've ion etched away the carbon, ion etched away the oxygen as much as possible. You could do a little better, but it's not going to affect the results. So we got that. Let's open up the table and turn off the carbon, turn off the oxygen. We want to calculate copper 3s, copper 3p, and finally a 2p1. Okay, so we are pretending like each of these peaks represents an individual chemical element. And in theory, if the transmission function is correct and the sensitivity factor is correct, you would see 25% for each of these numbers. Okay? We don't see 25% for each of these numbers, so that means the transmission function is not optimized. So what we can do is we can go back into the atom percent table. Down here we have edit transmission function correction exponent. It's not opening at the moment. Let's go the other way. All right, we come in here. We can choose a value of 1, except you can see the numbers have changed. 1 is the wrong number to use. Let's go back to the transmission function. So instead of a 1, maybe we want 0.2. Say accept. Very close. This 2p3 is still off. The 2p1 actually needs to be adjusted, baseline. It's being integrated incorrectly. So let's fix that. Come here, we'll choose the 2p3 peak, 2p1 peak, and we'll move the adjustment until we get a more appropriate integration. So now we see 2927. We're getting a little closer. Let's go to try, 0.3, accept. One more time. try 0.5, except, there, we're very close to all of them being 25%, plus or minus 10%. This is about the best you're going to do. So the transmission function exponent equation, okay, you need to be using a 0.5 value. You can take that 0.5 and generate a set of sensitivity factors, if you wish, using Excel. Okay. That's it for transmission function correction. I've shown you that you can correct the data as it comes in. See here, 25 plus minus 10% uncertainty. Or you can go to the lookup table, vector lines table. You can import all the peaks that you would like. I'll show you how to do that here. Here is the lookup table. So we can go in and manually change the sensitivity factors, which are listed here, that match your particular instrument. You don't have to go in and generate everything, but you need to adjust the sensitivity factors that match the transmission function. Okay? That's it. Thank you very much. If there's more questions on transmission function, give me a ring and we'll work with you.